log out and then go back in?
Nah, we'll just clean it up and keep it moving.
We are live. We are live. Da, 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 da. This is Sue Greenwald here with
Mhm.
Awakened Stories. And I'm here today with the one, the only, da, 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 King Sananda. King Smarty, also known as Sananda
What's
Galactic.
up?
Yeah, we got so many names, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, we all have many names depending on what part of the universe we're at.
Oh,
That's something people, yeah, that's something people are going to have to get used to because, just like we have many names here, we have many names elsewhere.
I hope I've got a
Um,
cool name.
and I keep saying that. Well, it all depends on who named you at the time. Like, think about it. The only reason why you know me as John Mendez is because my parents named me that. Is that my daddy's given name? No, he named me Sananda Galactic. So you see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to share this on Telegram and I'm having technical difficulties.
I know it has been. So for those that are watching, we've had a lot of technology issues in the past, but not today.
Yeah. Anyway, it's all good. Everything's being cleaned up. Multiple things being cleaned up. I'm sure y'all watching the news. A lot of people upset about what's happening, and there's also a lot of people excited about what's happening because we know that this has to be done and has to be exposed before we can eliminate, expose and eliminate. Um, I'm going to start using the word delete, expose and delete, or I'm gonna delete your ass. Um, it's everybody knows what delete means. When you get deleted or when you have to delete something, it's gone. I'm going to use the word delete. That way, everybody understands without having to sound all, you know, with the other words like kill. So
Yeah. Delete's a good word. Yeah.
yeah, delete, extinguish, etc. So we're just going to delete all these fools. Um, and I'm sure we all know who the enemies are, and the enemy think that they actually won or are winning. And what the enemies don't realize is that their upper crew members or their upper chain of command are already dead and gone, just like I've been saying. And they're not telling the lower minions that um, everything that they attempt to do is being halted or is being stopped. So they continue to give these orders from up top with no abilities to back it up other than somebody pressing little buttons that are dropping bombs on innocent people. All of this is coming to an end as well. And the fact that people, places, and things are being deleted and arrested and apprehended. And, the cool part about it is that it's bleeding out into the mainstream. Whether it's full mainstream or not, it doesn't matter because we've been saying this shit for years. We've been saying it's happening, and now you got people validating that it's happening. Now you got people validating the UFO stuff. Now you got people validating the adrenochrome labs underneath federal buildings. Now you got all these different things being validated and exposed. And I'm also aware that some of these government people and half cabal whatever are also telling people not to communicate with me, not to talk to me, and they're doing it in ways like he's crazy. Don't talk to that dude. Don't do this. Don't do that. But at the same excuse my French. I'm gonna try not to drop the f bomb too much. And at the
Ah,
same
all
time,
right. Wait. Let me get my. All right. Go ahead.
and
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
and at the same time, um, we're performing. At the same time, we are performing, we're creating, and we're manifesting miracles and wonders. And those of you that took my training serious are there with me manifesting this stuff, not only in the broader picture, but in your own little lives where you want certain things to take place and certain healings to happen, and you do it and you don't do it. I mean, you don't. You, I'm not there with you in a sense because Daddy's everywhere. We are everywhere, but I'm not there with you when you're doing simple commands and healing certain people the way that I taught you. Right? Only the only time you need to contact me is if you just want an extra energy source behind your commands. And if there's something that Dad will allow, all I literally have to say is done because I've already established that. When I say it's done, it is done. Finito. Done, done. Done, done, done. And I say it 3 times is because there's more power to it. Pow, pow, pow. You know, in certain groups, in certain military groups, and certain other, agencies, when they're shooting something, they like to go pop, 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 because that's a definite kill, if you would. So when I say done, 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 that's a definite deletion or um, a definite miracle, if you would. That's why I'm the miracle man. I'm known as the miracle man. I say it all the time. And you have to also understand that the things that come out of my mouth is because Dad wants me to say it, right? And I don't really care who don't like it or not. I know that some of it sounds like it's way out there, but at the end of the day, 10 years ago, the stuff that I was saying was way out there for most people are now being validated right now, right? A lot of people don't agree with me being who I am. I'm only saying that is because Dad told me. And because of Dad telling me, I'm allowed to say it. Sometimes I get uncomfortable saying it because I already know how certain people's react to it, and certain people's religions don't let them see the truth, right? Because they're so stuck in this bubble where they can't get out of it because they're stuck in the bubble, or should I say the box. And that's literally most religions, literally. Um, the best thing to do is to get out of all that stuff and seek God, seek Daddy. That's what we call him because he's our creator, source, God, Daddy. When you seek him and you go within, then you get all the answers that you ever wanted and wished for and hoped for, etc. And I know because that's what we do. That's what I teach y'all to do. I don't send y'all to no church. I don't send y'all to no book. I don't do that because I know that people use these biblical texts and these biblical books um to how you say validate what they're saying when there's literally no no evidence, in some cases no evidence to back it up. I do admit I use it myself because some of it is actually true. But don't come to me telling me something some book is telling you because I can get the information straight from my father. Okay, so that's the difference between me and a lot of all these other groups out there. That's the difference between me and the Jedi's, between me, a B and all the other people, you and a lot of other people. That's the difference between us and a lot of other people because some of them are only discussing things about what they went through, including the military personnel, right? They're only discussing what they went through. They're only repeating some of the stuff that they know. And of course, a lot of them are also puppets on strings too. With that being said, we all have to go within and communicate directly with Daddy because otherwise, you're not going to get the information that you would be getting if it was Daddy. With that being said, there's also dark entities in place in power. I shouldn't say power. There are some dark entities that we're using technology like voice to skull things to get you to do and say things that are not valid at all. And I see it all the time when I'm watching certain podcasts. And it's like, you was so close, but then you messed it up with that right there because that is not of daddy. So we know about all the different things that's happening. We also know that we're being monitored, we're being listened to. They're trying to get all these goods on everybody that I'm affiliated with. Um, it's like it's pointless when you understand that your creator is involved with everything that I do and say. Everything that I do and say. And the cool part is that we're no matter what happens around me or to me, I'm still doing my part, which is bringing everybody together and manifesting a beautiful new reality for all of us without without the cabal influences like they did with the government and their blackmailing stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for all of this to be exposed and be deleted as quickly as possible. And you all are a big help. Everybody that's watching these videos are a big help in all this stuff because collectively we are manifesting their deletion, if you would. From government to court systems, fraudulent, to insurance, to basic income, to technological booms and technology and health and food and all that stuff. Like I'm literally involved in all of that stuff because I've already developed things that can literally do it, and it's pieces of paper, if you would, right? The holograms that I create, just so simple, but yet the frequencies are there to manifest what we want to see. Like the food, you put one of my stickers next to the food, and you can grow. You can grow food anywhere. I've already proven that under snow, in the dark, no matter where it's at, on the pavement, even inside the fruit. I've already done these things. So for somebody to say that we have a food crisis because of some fertilizer crap is BS. And now you see why I'm censored because I have all of these solutions, but yet they don't want you, the people, and your family members that also don't want to listen to nothing I have to say because I'm some crazy guy, right? I have the solutions for all this stuff already. And yet because of the way I am, because of the way I talk, because of the stuff that I say, I can't possibly be this person and have all these simple technologies. Well, that is simple. That is so easy to talk to. And it does talk to us too. Like, what part do you not understand? You are a part of your creator. He made you. Do you think he made you and not and cut off all communications to you? No, that don't even make sense. However, they want you to believe that you can't talk to him. You need to come to some church and you need to pay us this little commission thing we got going on. Put your little dollar in this basket. Stuff like that that only goes to protecting pedophiles and stuff like that, right? So everything that I've researched, everything that I talk about is all real, it's all true, it all comes from that. My abilities, they come from being authentic. They come from telling the truth, no matter how crazy it is. That's why I keep performing. That's why I keep creating, because it comes from real love, authenticity, you name it. That's why I'm the way that I am. That's why I am who I am, right? Because I have all of these powers and abilities straight from daddy, and he's the one that told me about them. He's the one that said I can go to the water and calm it down. He's the one that tells me to go outside and spit and film the spacecrafts. He's the ones that contact me A, B, and makes me contact A, B, and C and tell them this and tell them that. I'm just doing what I'm told because at the end of the day, a lot of people on this planet, they don't have the real truth about everything. They've discovered lots of technology and lots of crafts and lots of this and lots of that all around the world, and they're all trying to control it all. But at the end of the day, it all belongs to Daddy. And we know who Daddy is. He is our creator, He is our Father. Not only that, He's put me here as His representative, which is why I am the one doing all this stuff, which is why I am the one being attacked. You got all of these different groups, and then you got us. You don't even let me go to these conferences that are happening all around the world, and I would love to go to some of these conferences and talk to some of these speakers and stuff like that. He don't let me. He don't let me. Like for real, he don't let me, and he just tells me that he's gonna bring everybody to me. He's gonna bring everybody here, and we're starting that. At the end of the day, we don't have to go nowhere. Everything is starting right here. Everything. We're going to have the first, if not the first, but we're going to have one of the very first interstellar galactic embassy right down the road. We're taking over the golf course and we're having an intergalactic, you know, embassy right there. For those golfers that are golfing over there, I'm sorry, but it's not it's not my problem because I don't like that shit. I don't like that game anyway. But so, and it also like the things that Dad's telling me and the things that other people are saying, it's coming together. And those of you guys that have been listening to what I've been saying for all of these years, when you see other people come out with all of their information, it's literally what I told you guys 10 years ago without knowing anything about these other people. I didn't need to know about it. I just needed to know what Dad told me. And I also know when he tells me something, it's 100% accurate, 1,000% accurate. And I also know that sometimes he tells me stuff just so that I can move on it, share it with people, and then have the cabal jump on it so then we can delete them. Stop them, stop them, stop them, stop them, stop them, stop them. No, there's no stopping us. So it's everybody's been warned, everybody's been told to back off. It's just like Pharaoh when Moses told Pharaoh to let my people go, and they didn't want to let the people go, and then they got what they deserved. So that's what you're seeing happening in this case, and majority of it is all already taken care of, and you're going to see more and more evidence of that. So what you're seeing now is literally for show. So people are pissed off, not realizing that it's already been taken care of. We just got done deleting a few things yesterday, a few groups yesterday. Before I went out to walk King, we deleted a bunch of stuff, and then I go outside, and the spacecrafts are literally right there, not even like 20 feet. Right, and then this a couple minutes ago, we deleted some other things because we got wind of certain people being told not to communicate with me too much. And I don't like to hear those things. And that only came from Dad. Why not? Why are you not supposed to communicate with me? What did I do? Because I'm a wild boy? Because you can't control me? Yes, sir. No, sir. F out of here. All right. See, I said F.
Wait, I know. I'm going to have a
I
different
didn't.
little box on the chart. Bing.
I didn't say the whole thing, so that don't count.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
I'm
Yeah.
preparing myself for your event because I don't want to say, hey, this and this and that, and then you have the wrong people be like, wait, did he just say that shit?
It, anything goes. Anything should go. We don't want censorship, right? You have to be you, right?
Yeah, I know, but I also, I want to be myself, but at the same time, I also know that there's children watching these videos too. So
Mm. Okay.
I got to be mindful of that, even though they're, as far as the children part, I be myself around my own children, and I teach them everything so that you can't come along and deceive one of my children because their dad taught them everything. So they'll look at you and be like, "What the hell?"
What the hell?
Literally, you know. And
Love
they'll
that.
give you that smirk, like,
Hmm.
"You've seen it."
Yep. Yep. It's so funny.
It
So
is,
funny.
and that's because I teach them everything that they need to know. You're not going to pull a fast one over any of the people and the little people that I train, right? So anyway, we're let's go with Q&A. My bad, I
Okay.
didn't mean to talk so
No,
much.
no. Is there any way you could tell us who you deleted the past few days?
Well, you'll see evidence of it all. Some of them Dad doesn't show me, and or even tell me because I will tell you right away.
Okay. Okay.
And let me explain to you and everybody else how that works. Dad is up there. I'm down here. When he tells me to hit this and hit that, I don't know exactly who it is, when it is. I just know that I'm supposed to hit this and hit that, and then next thing you know, it's gone. They're gone.
Right.
They're
Right.
deleted. And then shortly after, we'll see evidence or headlines saying certain things, and then I have to plead the fifth, if you would, because I don't know nothing.
Yep. Yeah. I didn't leave my house. Right.
I
Okay.
didn't.
So Putin had a heart attack, and then you said it wasn't me. So rumors have been going around for years that he was replaced a long time ago, not recently, a long time ago. And can you
Right.
tell us what's happened a little bit with Putin and why he had the heart attack?
Um, I posted that and said it wasn't me, but from I was just playing around like I do. But not I don't play around all the time.
Hmm.
But Dad said that that wasn't true and that we protecting Putin until further notice. So that wasn't real.
I I thought you liked Putin. Like Putin is doing, he's disclosing, the ancient art in the churches, and he's disclosing and he's doing what you say, right? So I was surprised when I saw that because I was like, I thought we liked Putin. I thought he was on the right side of history, if you will. So,
Well, at the end of the day, they were all involved with some darkness. Unfortunately, some people did do some dark things in order to know that it was wrong to do, and then you change your lives, right? So we sat down and talked about it, and Daddy said, "No, we're protecting him, and that's not real."
cool, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Are grays slash aliens us from the future?
No. However, they are cabal from the future
Ooh.
because remember we've already discussed this in like 4 or 5 videos back, or maybe more, on how they did all the stuff that they are trying to do now, and they succeeded to a certain extent, and then they altered their DNA because of what they did to everybody else, and then they moved forward in the future to come back in a different timeline to come back to try to refix their genetics so that they wouldn't look all messed up.
Okay. So they are separate races, but cabal from the future is what you're saying.
No, they're not separate races. They're not separate races. They're just ordinary people like us who chose to do the wrong thing with the cabal. It's just like if your brother was to decide to be dark and go with the cabal, see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So in other words, they got their way. They got their way on that timeline, and they pretty much killed all of us, or not us, but they killed everybody, humanity, enslaved or whatever the case was. And because of they poisoned the planet so much the way they're doing with our food now, it genetically modified them in 2,000 years from now, whatever the fuck it was. Excuse my French. Um, right. So whatever it was, 2,000 plus years from now,
Hmm.
they altered their own DNA and messed themselves up. So they came back and trying to fix themselves now. However, they're stuck here because Dad sealed the portals where they can't go back to. Now, I wanna tell all of them because they're listening and watching now. Every move that you made, an angelic and a galactic from the higher realms was with you the whole time, watching and waiting, monitoring, recording, etc. That little flash that you saw, that little entity that you saw, that little drone that you saw was recording your every move, and it don't matter what dimension you went into, because I've been telling you since way back when that we've been monitoring everything you do. Everything. It don't matter what spacecraft you're in. It don't matter what space group you're a part of. It don't matter none of that. There's always going to be, and there's a hierarchy of the angelics, galactics, Dad, and myself. With that being said, I could be standing right next to you in multiple timelines at the same time and watching and waiting. And when Dad gives me the approval, you're deleted. With that said, when you guys went into the future and did what you did and then came back, we watched all that. And as soon as you came through that time portal, we shut it down. And now you can never go back because we put a light portal in front of it. And if you do go back, you're done anyway. So it's kind of like putting a perimeter within a perimeter on multiple sides of your gates, your teleportation, your your portals, etc. We're hearing about all of this stuff being actual things now, right? However, I've tried to explain this before. Every time they create a portal, we create a portal in front and behind it. So when they go through it, we already on the other side watching because of the way we work, because of Dad. Doesn't matter what y'all do or did. We're there watching and monitoring the whole thing. Everything that you guys got away with, you didn't actually get away with. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You did not get away with anything. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing. Nothing. You did not get away with anything. Dad watched and monitored you the whole time. He gave y'all the little technology. He let y'all shoot down these other spacecrafts and re-engineered them. He let y'all do all this stuff. He let y'all. And now he's letting us do our part, which is delete.
I love it. I love it.
And it's true. It's
Yes.
true. I don't care if people don't believe it. I'm way past that. Way past that.
How fabulous. Yeah. You said it much more detailed this time, I think, or maybe it's sinking in. Sometimes we have to hear something multiple
Both.
times.
Both.
Yes. Yes. Awesome.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. So other races have genetically modified us, meaning the humans on Earth. All right. And
You
depending
keep
on
you
what,
keep you keep
kind of,
saying us, and it's not us.
all right.
It's
So,
themselves.
oh, okay.
Yeah, go,
Well,
Go
all
ahead.
right. So here's a question. Other races have modified the humans here on Earth, and I've heard like the number 22 different races have, you know, modified the humans or whatever multiple times. So my question is that why like our appendix is like a extra organ? Is that why like our bodies don't create its own vitamin C that we seem to need? Is that why we have junk DNA? Is that why we have this and that, like menopause and things that don't logically make sense?
Yeah, but it's not it doesn't have to do with what how you were created. It has to do with what your intake is. Why do you think they put all these shots in you as a baby? Because they alter you, which is the natural super human, super mankind, super man and woman. And then when you're born and you go to these facilities that are owned by them, they inject you kind of like injecting a turkey right before they put them in the oven.
Yeah.
And that's how they're doing it. Why do you think they're poisoning your food, your water, all of these different things? Because they can calcify your pineal gland, stop your heart from developing, your brain from developing by simply telling you, take this pill 2 times a day and call me in the morning. That's how they did it.
Yep.
Now there's a whole bunch of us, like myself, who no matter what they did, it was already neutralized. It was already neutralized before um it was already neutralized before anything else could affect us. What I mean is, it was like we're what's the word for it? Immune,
Immune.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're immune to all of it. I remember as a kid taking these shots, and they were like these little pamphlets that they would put on you, and it would tell if you was allergic reactions and stuff like that, what you were allergic to. And there was only a handful of things. It was like 3 things that I was allergic to, and then shortly after that, I woke up. I woke up the next day, and my whole face was like this, swollen. I'm like, what the hell? So then we go back to the hospital. They tell us, they tell my mom exactly what it is, gave me a few pills, blah blah blah, and I took the pills, and it all went away. But shortly after that, I started all of my problems went away, including asthma. So I guess that was another failed attempt. Well, I know that was another failed attempt, and at the same time, my body healed from not only that but from everything else. So it's some wild stuff that I've experienced within my growing
Yeah.
up and all that.
Yeah.
Even the fact that my blood is different. They tell me you're something wrong with your blood, and Daddy's like, that's because you can change your blood at will. And I'm like, okay. So you mean I'm like a greyhound dog, Daddy? Greyhounds can give blood to any other dogs if they need it, to help them survive and for blood, right? Donating blood and all that. I still don't understand what the purpose of that is, only because the way that we heal people, we don't need to take blood out of ourselves to heal people because we're all finding out that it's nothing but energy and frequencies. And your body's energetic. And if you have the right frequencies, you can whoop, 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 and heal. So, but it is what it is. I got abilities that I'm not sure what they're for. or what they need, you know. And
Speaking of blood, why do the satanic ones and the dark ones use blood for their spells and their rituals?
okay, so like I've been telling y'all, they turned their back on daddy, and because of them turning their back on daddy, their everlasting lives were cut off. They no longer have the source energy to allow them to live forever the way we will be, the way we are doing now. And I'll give you an example. I just posted a video of the study of the men going back to I think it was Harvard, and they went into the room and there was a bunch of old
Yeah.
stuff. And if you didn't see it, go see it. There was a old stuff in there, and the men were in there talking about how young they were and how successful and all of the stuff that they were doing at that period of time, and then they started anti-aging, right? The cool part is that's how manifestation really works, and that's how your mind really works. And the cabal knows that if they program you to believe that you have to work, live your life, and then die, that's what you're going to do, grow old and all that. Now, that's real. You can actually do that. The chambers just speed it up. The holograms speed it up. Now, with the cabal, because the children are so youthful and just came out, if you would, are fresh, they believe that because of their blood is so fresh, when they consume it, it anti-ages them and all that stuff, and it gives them immortality. And because they believe that, that's why they do it. And also because they believe that, that's literally what happens for them because they believe it, right? Now I'm telling them, y'all cabal, that that's BS. That is only going to get you stuck on Pebble Valley where you're going to be there for a long time, and you're never, ever, 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 ever going to be repopulated because of somebody tricking you into believing that that's how you receive everlasting life. The only way to receive everlasting life is to stop what you're doing and turn to dad so that you can live a life of peace and abundance with the rest of us until you are taken, because where we're at right now, unfortunately, you will not survive. You will die of old age. Because a few years back, I warned you about all this and you didn't listen. No matter how much technology you have, no matter how many groups of individuals you got at your, beck and call, or however you pronounce that stuff, it doesn't matter. What matters is turning to dad right now, because only dad can give you everlasting life. And some of y'all is too late. For the rest of us, we will be here for a long time. Actually, we're not going nowhere ever, like ever, ever. What we will be doing is traveling throughout the universe because of us cleaning all this stuff up. We are now gaining access to the rest of the planetary bodies. And even the things that are happening out there are being corrected. We just got done cleaning up a planet 2 days ago where it was all messed up. And actually, yesterday, the planet was all messed up. When you look at the planet, it looked like some kid just splashed paint all around it, and it was rotting. So we did our thing. We got flushed through a blue toilet and all this wild stuff that is unbelievable.
This planet here or another one?
No, a different planet. A different
Oh,
planet.
oh, okay. So
Uh,
you got flushed through a toilet.
Tikama, Tikamu, some I forgot. Um, yeah. So we did all that. We fixed all that. But to go back to it, they've been bamboozled to believe that the children would give them eternal youth and eternal life. And a lot of them are programmed to be that way. Especially if you're a half breed or a reptile, you have to eat. And in that case, they eat children. And they don't even care. They don't even care what type of children. They prefer the dark melanin type because there's more energy within them. That's why. So they've done all these chemical tests and research and all that stuff, which is why they attack certain races more than others. Um, but at the end of the day, Dad has also allowed all this to happen so that we can get to where we're at and where we're headed, which is a total cleanup, a total deletion, moving into the reality with no stone left unturned, with no tunnel or crack or crevice un 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 on what's the word for it? Expedition explored.
Explored. I was just going to say it. Yeah.
Right. So we're doing all that. A lot of the military and all the different groups already have done these things. However, they can only go to certain places. Like Wakanda, like Puerto Rico, like all these other different places. Um, a lot of the stuff that I've been talking about is coming out, especially the takeover of the wealth and all this. It doesn't matter who thinks they're in charge. Doesn't matter what they do. All I know is that I will be here for a long time, and we are here to clean this stuff up. And because of the daddy factor, right? There's no other way to, there's no other way we're going. Is dad's perfect timeline. We do have some individuals thinking they can change the timeline by, trying to share some information and this and that and blah blah blah, or post certain things where they have a massive following and people believe it. But at the end of the day, only the truth will prevail. Only the truth. So I know what's true only because daddy's showing me. Because if it was up to me, I'd be like, that's that's gotta be BS. And then I sit down and talk to daddy, and he's like, this is it, this is this. And I'm like, okay, my bad. Whatever you say. And I'm sure you all noticed my rear end has been on fire for the last 2 days. Thank Daddy, it's not so hot right now, but I've been on fire, and we're moving forward with all this stuff. And as long as you guys know without a shadow of a doubt that Dad is very real and he wants a better life for all of us, and abundance is Daddy, like they're the ones that created scarcity. They're the ones that created their little border system. They're the ones that created their little monetary system. And it's like, I can't believe we all been under this spell for so long. Like, who are you guys to tell us we can't go past this border? Who are you guys to tell us we need paperwork to go this way and to go that way? Like, what in the world is actually happening here? Huh? Is this for real? Who are you to drag people out of their houses and take them to a fraudulent court system that is
Right.
only a business? Who are you to pull people out their car and shoot them dead? What?
Shocking.
And that's the thing. They have to answer to that for that. They have to answer to daddy for all this stuff. They can get their little instant gratification, their instant like, oh yeah, I did that. Did you see that shit? Yeah, da 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 da. And then when daddy comes for you, nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. And there's a lot of pissed off people around the world that are watching this stuff and are, you know, wanting to see these changes.
Right.
And I thank daddy that it doesn't have to get ugly because I've trained enough people for us to be able to handle it energetically. That's why we exist. We can literally make entire armies disappear. I know I've done it by myself. So that's where we're going with it all. We're going to reinforce the beautiful new reality of all these wonderful things happening and the total annihilation of darkness across the board. And this is it's done. It's
Dun
done.
dun dun.
All right. What's the next
Yeah.
question?
All right. So we've been talking about genetic modifications. Did the Vatican get our DNA? When I say our, I mean humans or humanities, and make clones of us.
Some yes, some they couldn't.
Okay.
That's why a lot of people look alike.
Yeah, and most people have like doppelgangers. They might not be like next door, but they'll run into a doppelganger or someone that looks exactly like them.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that come out with videos a lot
Yeah.
lately. Yeah,
Yeah,
lookalike.
they and the reason why I said it that way is because it is true. They have been doing that. And in fact, when celebrities and stuff like that sign up to those programs and deals, that's what happens to them.
Yeah.
And all the others are were cloned and taken to different parts of the galaxy to mined planets or mined craters and stuff like that. All that stuff has been coming out over the years. And then there's people like myself that they can't. They wish they could. So if it was up to them, they would do like a one of those bad Superman series where they took Superman's DNA and created some krypton or crypto or whatever the dark
His arch
Superman was.
nemesis or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alter ego or whatever.
Right,
Evil Superman. Oh, that would be
right, right, right,
evil Smarty, right?
right. So they just there's just things that they can't do. They can't kill us. They can torment us if we allow them to. Anyway, they can attack us. They can throw people at us. They can do all these different things to us to make our lives miserable and feel miserable, and all of these speed bumps to in order for us to get things done. There's millions of speed bumps in the way. Like my property, for instance, I should have been on my own property living right now. All of these different things that they thrown at us is just like, okay, I get it. Y'all don't want me here, but Dad does, so I don't have a choice but to stay here and deal with y'all. So there's things that they just can't do. And there's also things that I just can't do, even though I want to. If it was up to me, I'd delete them all right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say yet. You know what I mean? Like, Daddy
Here's to
allows you
that.
when, yes, Daddy allows you when the time is right. Yeah. So,
Right.
so you released, I forget the number now, 100 trillion archangels.
That-
Was it yesterday?
It was
Okay.
10 trillion. They were special ones.
Ooh.
Yeah, 10 trillion special angels, special archangels. And I was thinking to myself, Daddy, that's only 10 trillion. Like we just released 500 trillion a couple months ago. He's like, yeah, but these are special.
Did he
Okay.
give you? And that's what you're doing to me. It rolls downhill. But like so they're galaxy wide. I'm sorry, universe wide, cleaning everything up. So
Yeah, not only that, if I'm not mistaken, because we were discussing it, he gave everyone, I think, a billion angels, either a billion or a million. I forgot what it was.
you mean every person?
Yes,
You mean I have a billion angels?
put them to work.
Ooh. Thank you, Daddy. They're all like, uh-oh.
What? What happens if you don't know that your angels are real? You'll never call on them. You'll never
Yeah,
ask them to do things for you.
yeah, yeah.
A lot of people within the cabal, they don't believe daddy's real, so they don't call for him.
Right,
They don't ask for help because they were taught otherwise. And if God is real, why was this allowed to be done to me? Why was I allowed to be violated? And why all this and why that and blah 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 blah? And they don't realize that the why is because now there'll be a part of the cleanup process, unless they decide to go totally dark after everything is laid out to them for them. They can now choose to, okay, this is what happened to me. This is what it is. Now here's how I'm going to help clean it up. You see what I mean? So it's not about dad not being real. It's about literally what dad is having you do, what your purpose is. And that's the thin line right there for these type of individuals. Unfortunately, I wish it was an easier way for them as well, because we all had to do it at one point in time. We all had to come in here and do all of these things, and I myself regret leaving some of the times I came. That's another subject. That's another topic for another. When it's time for to me release all that stuff. But
right, right,
we've been coming here for multiple times doing all these things so that we can get to where we're at, and we're at the last cycle of it all, and it's getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Our abilities to make changes are happening faster and faster and faster and faster. The release of all the different technologies that dad is releasing to me for humanity, for mankind, for all of y'all, which are my brothers and sisters. You're not my followers, you're my brothers and sisters. Dad created us all, and we are to take care of one another. My message never changes. My message is always the same. Dad is real. Follow him. Listen to what he tells you. Connect to him, and listen to what I'm teaching you because it's for free. And once you totally understand it and get it, then you can do the things that I do. That's it. No hidden agendas, no nothing else, no nefarious things happening here, no illegal things happening here. It's all about reconnecting everybody to what we
right,
call God,
right.
what you all call God. The reason why we were in the big mess that we were in is because of the free will he gave all of us. And you see, with the cabal, they have the free will to go through all the trauma they went through and then change, or go through all the trauma they went through and then do it to somebody else, because that was their cycle for thousands of years. Now it's like, okay, this is what's happening. The planet is vibrating differently. You now have chances to live life to your old age before you get taken out, or you just go now. Don't matter to me because this is it. Bye. See you later.
Well, you've given them chance after, well, Daddy has given them chance after chance after chance for, well, a really long time. And like you said, they don't believe in him. They don't believe what you're saying, and they're seeing each other get deleted, as you say. Beautiful, beautiful.
That's right. That's right. That is right.
Yep. All right. Next topic. Sports events, churches, etc. They've been siphoning the energy from the crowd that attends and using it primarily for nefarious purposes. Is that true?
Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, say that again.
All right. Sports events in churches, things that gather loud crowds of people, siphon the crowd's energy and use it for primarily nefarious purposes. Like we've heard stuff about sports events, what they do underneath these stadiums or whatever, etc. And same with churches, right?
Yeah, and same with federal buildings.
Federal buildings. Yeah.
So, I mean, the same with churches. Yeah, like you just said. So,
Yeah.
the answer is yes. Those are the case. Those are true.
Yeah.
And I, even as a kid, I felt that. I felt something was wrong. And then I would just see people go into trances, and it's like, what's going on here? Hey, mom, dad, can I go outside? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So yeah,
They,
they collect that energy and then they
yeah.
use it into. It's like Scream. Remember that cartoon? I mean, not Scream, Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
You know how they collect all the screams, "Roar," and they collect it in the thing.
Yep.
Well, they have a way of doing that as well, collecting the energy from the people, and then using
Oh,
that kinetic energy to do some of the stuff that they've been doing.
right. Right.
That stuff is real. It's been documented, very real.
Right.
We can actually let's manifest it coming back to the surface so that people can see these things. Done.
Done, done, done. So they would use that energy to create portals and bring in, dark ones, et cetera, that nefarious stuff.
Right.
And they could harness that energy. Yeah.
Right.
So somebody had asked about that a long time ago, but yeah, it's like Monsters Inc. is a great example. Like they store it in canisters and then they can use it to power their houses or whatever, right?
That's right.
And the
That's right.
more the louder and more afraid the screams are, the more energy there is behind it.
That's
Yeah.
right. And
Yep.
what do they do in a soccer game?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, everyone's and here's the thing too. Everybody's paying to go. Like if you go to church, you make this you have to tithe, donate, right? They track it. It's
Right.
not like you could give $1. You have to give a certain percentage of your salary or you're a bad person. They literally track it. Okay. So you're
Yeah,
paying
yeah,
to go to
that's crazy.
church, right? They guilt you
Right.
into going, then you have to pay, and then they're collecting your energy. Same with sports events. You have to pay a lot of money to go to see, whatever, a team, and then you're screaming your brains out. You spend $1 billion on food and drink, and they're harnessing that energy for nefarious purposes. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about how the church does that to people.
Yeah.
They make, certain churches make you pay 10% of your income, and
Yeah.
you could be on your deathbed dying and they'll call you and say, "Hey, you didn't make payment today. Is everything okay?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dying on the hospital bed. Okay, well, make sure you make the payment. I hope you get better.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Crazy,
I mean,
crazy stuff.
yeah, it's like they want that money. And of course, for them, it's tax free. They don't pay taxes on anything.
Yep.
I used to drive around town and I'd say the only ones that are building are churches, drugstores like CVS, Walgreens, whatever, or banks. Have you ever noticed? Everyone else, they've got no money, things are crumbling, but these three kinds of institutions always had plenty to build their new facility, right?
And
Yeah.
they're all part of the same gang.
Yeah. And even I was thinking the other day about the post office. Like the post offices, I mean, those buildings haven't been touched since the 1950s, right? Most of them are cement block, nasty, old buildings, old everything. So yes, they have expenses, they have labor and all that. But look at the prices of everything has gone up and they've cut their staff, they've cut their service. It's quite interesting because I think there was a deeper thing that they were doing that we don't know about, right? It wasn't just delivering
Right.
mail. There was more to it than
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, they're, they've. It all depends on who's in charge of it,
Yeah.
because people do use the post office to do good things like track records and what do you call it? Um, declarations of status and
Yeah.
natural birth certificates. So the post office is good to do certain things, and then you have
Yeah.
the postmaster general, who is supposed to be separate from the cabal and all these different things. So they're being daddy's correcting everything,
Yeah.
and we're going back to even before the Constitution. We're going back to unalienable rights, however you pronounce that.
Yeah.
I always get tongue twisted with all these words down here.
Yeah. 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 Well, okay, so you had told us months ago. So Dee and I had done a video and we had talked about the Constitution. And you said there was actually an older Constitution. So for us that is in America, okay, we think 1776, right? But you had told us that there were older constitutions that were world constitutions. I don't know the dates or anything, but the problem is they didn't realize that the reptilians and the control went as deep as it did. Is that true? Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually just posted a video of the guy of one of the young men that you talking about, the old one,
Oh,
on how we don't need all this paperwork to do and
yeah.
we have the right to live abundantly. We have the right to have all the fancy things. We have the right to
Yeah.
have our own businesses and have our own stuff without any government say whatsoever. And that comes from dad. And that's where we're going back to. So when I say things like we're reinforcing Nasara like laws, that's what I'm referring to. Going back to daddy, going back to natural laws. And since all laws are tax and corporate courts and equity courts and whatnot, right? It's a simple payment. Here you go. I'm sorry. Take this money. Do what you want with it. This is my um this is my penalty. There's no jail time whatsoever because that was only another business that they created to where they can get free labor and then get paid
Yeah.
off of your birth certificate, your social security card. That's all they did with that. And that's crumbling too because of the way they did it.
And then
Moving
take,
forward,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
no, go
ahead.
ahead.
And take the prisoner's organs, right?
Well, yeah, see, and moving forward, we won't have those things because we're moving out of the debt system and we're
Yeah.
moving back to asset system, meaning everybody has plenty because dad is going to make sure of it. That's what abundance is all about. So their system is crumbling, has crumbled, has, whatever you want to call it, it's crumbled. It's over. It's finito. They're not going to be able to do what they've been doing to people for too much longer. I still say days. Like this shit can end in hours, in an hour. If the right people get on the horn or take over the news outlets and tell people this is what it is, this is how we're going to happen, this is what's going to happen, this is how we're going to do it, and we're going to roll this out. Everybody sign up over here, everybody sign up over there. You got all this wealth being transferred to the people almost instantly, and all of their systems collapse and crumble because there won't be nobody to fill their courtrooms up with.
Done, done, done.
Done, done, done.
Done, done, done. Yeah.
Done, done, done.
Yeah. Awesome.
And the crazy part is that they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly that all of their fraudulent courts is nothing but commerce. There's no delegation from Congress to that gave them permission to go to someone's house and drag them out. Because that's
Right.
how they have to do it. There's none of that. They've been doing all of that, they've been doing it all fraudulently.
Yeah.
So no matter what they do in any of our court cases, we can still go after them and get paid and sue, which is what we plan on doing, which is what everybody's going to do because we are going to cheat y'all. Period.
Boom. Boom.
So
Awesome.
if I was them, I'd quit while they were ahead. Some of them is already too late.
Yep.
Some of them is already too late. It don't matter what you do. It don't matter how big your gun is. It don't matter how many of you are. It does not matter. Because when dad says delete, guess what? Your ass is deleted.
Boom. Okay. Thank you. Love
You
it.
know, I literally have an army, multiple armies from multiple dimensions, multiple planets, multiple galaxies. And I got to sit here and deal with this shit.
Well, there's a bigger reason, like to let the
Yeah,
people know, to let, we have to learn the lessons, we have to do whatever we're doing. There's a reason that we don't always understand, you
right.
know. And most of us are like, how much longer, right? That's what we're always saying. I get it. It's not the right thing to say, but that's what we're all saying in our head. When's it going to happen? How soon are, and all that. And like, it is not the way to do it. The way to do it is to focus on what you love doing and do that while you're waiting, right?
That's right. That's right. But
Yeah.
you understand. Some people can understand the frustration that I have knowing all these things,
Mhm.
and then having to sit here and wait
Yeah.
when people, places, and things can be addressed if we was just to uncloak right now. All of their stuff, all of their technology would be obsolete. All of their weaponry won't fire. Everything that they thought they had power will be useless because we just appear and then freeze everything, literally. But at the same time, we're having fun. And when I say we're having fun, it's like when we, as in us, the people, feel distrust or stressed and all these different emotions that we have and experience because things aren't going fast enough or our way. Dad literally laughs at us because of where we're headed, because of because of where we're headed, right? So
Yeah.
so it's like, here we go with this shit. And Daddy's like, what's it's so funny? Don't you love it? You're enjoying it. You signed up for it. You're the one that said it was a piece of cake. Not right now, Daddy. Not right now.
Yep. Yep.
So when I say things like I told JP, I said, dude, we're beyond the Nordics. We're beyond the military. We're beyond all this stuff. He sits there like he don't know what to say.
Yeah.
But that's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah.
Like we're beyond all this stuff. So um I love all this stuff. I love what I'm doing. I love helping people. I love all of it, man. It's just like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get it
Yeah.
done. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Let's get it done. And because of everybody within the government and the system, you know, attempting to put a halt to all of the things that I'm doing and all of the stuff that's happening, it's only making it more and more fun, more and more gifts that Daddy gives us, more everything. And some of them will have to sit there and watch it and won't be able to do nothing about it. So um, I know for a fact that we are going in and out of portals, space time dimension, taking care of things, eliminating things, and at the same time, sitting here and talking to all of you brothers and sisters of mine because we are brothers and sisters, and the skin does not matter. Don't matter. We all were formed and built by Daddy, no matter who's, no matter what race you're in, no matter what person you came out of, You could have came out of the worstest person ever, and you're still a beacon of light for daddy. I know, I've seen it. I've
Ooh,
seen the worstest of people have the most benevolent kids, and I've seen vice versa. So it's all about who daddy forms, when he forms them, and what essence he puts in them. And we're all here to get this done, no matter what color we are. And that's also one of the biggest messages that I want people to understand, that we are indeed here and we are together and we are getting this done. And this is the last cycle. And it's so much fun. So much fun.
it is so much fun. And we're going to
Yes.
look back and laugh that we even had anxiety, right? We're going to say, why did you get so worried? You knew it was going to turn out. But that's the amnesia part of the game, right?
Yeah, that's the part where, where people think about them controlling the situation, not realizing that daddy's has already taken care of it.
Right, right.
Um, you know, a lot of people rely on themselves and what they learned and what they know. I have a gentleman now that's always trying to tell me that I need to listen to him, when it's like, dude, you don't even know who you're talking to. Like, you don't understand none of this stuff. You did all this studying and all this crap, when it's just like, all I gotta do is do what daddy says.
That's funny.
And it
That's
go and
funny.
it goes daddy's way anyway. And then you take shots at daddy, saying, daddy this and daddy that. No, don't do that. But hey, it is what it is. People are just
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
People are different. But anyway, everything's fantastic and everything's happening. And I finally got so I got about 4 or 5 coins that I'm producing. I'm doing one at a time. And I just got some samples in. And this is the first crowdfunded
Ooh.
one, where it says the Company of Heaven, Company of Heaven, and it also has my thumbprint with the background with some flying saucers, blah blah blah. These are collector's items. They're like deep blue. You can also hold these because they will become very valuable. They're more expensive than gold and silver and platinum, all combined, because of the energy that they hold. These are real collector's items that are super, super energetic, real currency frequencies, and they heal. So if you haven't grabbed some of these, do so. Just saying.
Are those on crowdfunding now, or are they on your ordering on just your shop page?
Yeah, this one is on crowdfunding. These are the first ones that I'll be releasing,
Okay.
and the rest will come. But I don't know if everybody's noticed, but Dad has been preparing us for all these things. Every time he has me do certain things, we know that the cabal is going to interfere with it all. We know exactly what they're going to do. Dad knows everything. You cannot pull a fast one over your creator at all. Not happening. If I can't do it, you can't do it. so, so, so he has me do these type of things like D Blue. He
Yeah.
has me do all these different things and working on them because he wants people to attack it. Not people, but the cabal. He wants the cabal to interfere with our life here. He wants them to, listen to all of our listening devices, even though it's illegal. He wants us to do, he wants them to do all these different things. He wants them to mess with my bank accounts. He wants them to do this. He wants them to do that. He's setting y'all up and y'all fell for it. Y'all fell for it like you did. You fell. Like fell for it.
Yes. What do we call these coins? Like, what are they? Like, what's the name of them?
Anyway, next question.
What are the? I don't know if you heard
Oh,
me.
these are the Sananda Galactic.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, these are the Sananda Galactic collecting collector's edition. So there'll be SD1, which is Sananda Galactic one first coin,
All right.
SD2, etc., and they all have different different icons and stuff, cool stuff on them.
Yeah.
I posted some last night on Instagram.
And Daddy gave you the idea of putting your thumbprint on it.
Yeah,
That's cool. And what about the hole in the middle?
the hole in the middle is where the concentrated energy is coming from, and two, it's like
Okay. Cool. Cool.
there's ancient coins that have the same type of hole.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it
So
is cool.
cool. Yeah. All right. All right. Do you have time for more or you got to roll?
Yeah, let's do some more.
All right. You said about 3 or 4 videos ago that movies and shows have a happy ending on purpose, and that some it's going to affect us somehow in the future. So why is it that they have happy endings? I mean, we all like a happy ending. Okay. Every one of us wants a happy ending. In fact, when you walk out of a theater, if the movie's like got a bad ending, you're like, ah, you're not happy the rest of the day, right? But what is the reason for it?
There could be multiple reasons for it, but I know that most of them have happy endings because it makes people feel good about the movie that
Yeah.
the hero actually won at the end.
Yeah.
And you know this reality is literally ending that same way with a happy ending that lasts forever, forever, ever. So that's why a lot of movies have happy endings because the good people in the movie won.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the cabal and those in the movie industry knew the same thing. However, they had to play their part, wanted to play their part, but also knew that if there wasn't a happy ending, people wouldn't watch the stuff.
Yeah.
So there's multiple things,
Yeah.
multiple reasons for it.
All right. Like I said, I know when I read a book or watch a movie and it's not got a happy ending, I'm very dissatisfied. I feel like I wasted my time. And it
Yeah,
can be it doesn't always have to be what you think it is, but it just doesn't make you feel good. So
yeah,
that's,
and you're not going to promote it.
yes.
You're not going to tell somebody, "Yo, go read that book. It's got a
Yeah.
messed up ending, but just read it." No, you're not.
True, true. Okay, okay. You said multiple times we have dominion over animals in the plant kingdoms here. So what does that look like? And is it the same for every planet throughout the universe?
Yes, it is the same. It looks like total telepathic communications with everything and everyone, and you talking to them, and them responding and living in peace, and taking care of them. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Okay.
You were all frozen up and all that, but
See.
I
Yeah.
still said what I had to
Yep.
say.
It came through. So basically, we've talked about this. There's going to be wild animals running around, not harming us, but they're going to live outside. And then we'll have domestic animals. And you said, like, we're not going to need, like, right now we have all these factory farms, cows, pigs, chickens, whatever. We're not going to need the volume of animals like we do now in the future. But we'll still have cows, pigs, and chickens, right? Okay.
Yeah, and that's only to a certain extent because
Yeah.
we're going to have more and more people producing agriculture and making all types of fruits. I mean, fruit salads and hamburgers and stuff like that out of veggies and fruits and
Yeah.
just all around healthier stuff.
Yeah.
I thought I posted a video yesterday. I don't see it here, but it was a video of a bison. It was a video of a bison, buffalo, bison, and the first gentleman, he's a colored gentleman, and the bison is communicating with him and sitting next to him, and puts his head next to him like this. And in the video, they say things like, the bison, the buffalo know who the real Indians are, who the real good guys are. And then it shoots on to another clip where the bison hits the other gentleman who's more of a pale color and throws him in the air. He says, in the video, says something like, they know who the parasites are. So with that being said, is the communications within the animals and us will be super heightened, where you'll be able to telepathically communicate with them, which is what was normal. Even in the battlefield with horses, they had to have a connection with the horse in order to ride the horse.
Yeah.
And you still, like, in training the horses now, still the same way. You have to have a connection with the horse before the horse allows you to mount it. So that's what it looks like. It looks like a telepathic communication with all the different animals, where if you're having a problems with mosquitoes and you tell them, listen, leave me alone, or I'll just smack you,
Yeah.
stuff like that, right? That's what it looks like. Teleport. Telepathic communication with all
Yeah.
animals,
Yeah.
and that's where we're going. That's what it is. Some people can actually do it. You know those TV shows, the dog whisperers and all that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the dog, the guy's telling the owner, well, you did this and you did that, and only the dog would know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it looks like.
Deanna was working with some racehorses back in Pennsylvania. And one of the racehorses had been traumatized. Like there's all these things. And she told him, switch the food here, do this for this one. It was quite fascinating. And I have friends that are animal communicators. It's very interesting. Very interesting.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It is. So everybody's going to be able to do that.
Awesome.
And the more loving you are, the more the animals will want to be around you.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's cool.
Awesome.
Um, so that's where we're at with that. All right, what's the next question?
Okay. Well, I wanted to talk about Puerto Rico a little bit. So I think it might have been the last JP video where he talks about the Nordic he interacted with. I think that's the one. And he talks about how they load up over here, in Fort Walton Beach area. Okay, they load up.
Crestview.
Yeah, and they end up in Puerto Rico in a few minutes. Okay, and I'm thinking of you. You have to rent a jet. All right, you have to wait for the jet. You have to get on the jet. Then they drive you around. Now, the only good thing about that trip, I think, was the fact that you got to track the flight. You knew that it wasn't a direct flight. And you also saw islands with cities and that on them already that are not on a map. Okay, so that you confirm that with your own eyes, right? But
Yeah.
they jerked your chain so bad with that trip, right? So is there
Yeah.
anything else you wanted to add about that Puerto Rico trip or what he said?
Um, well, Puerto Rico's been coming up a lot lately,
Hmm.
and it's been coming up because we're going to revamp Puerto Rico. We're going to get um, some cruise liners and reform Puerto Rico and get
Right,
rid of the cabal that's in the area in Puerto Rico.
right.
Um, Dad said there's no. I mean, I wasn't dropped off in Puerto Rico for no reason, is what he said. So So, we do know because of all the different things coming out between Puerto Rico, the Palestinians, Palestine, the ancients, Puerto Rico is the port, the rich port. All of the different things and bases that are there underground. It's
Yep.
I did say it was like Wakanda or Wakanda's there, but it's more like a miniature size Wakanda. There is a real Wakanda that is in Africa, but Puerto Rico is similar. There is different tunnels, not tunnels, but there is different bases that are shielded. There's only one way in and out of them is through teleportation, or if it opens up, blah blah blah. And that's one of our bases, just like the Mount Shasta over there where James Gillen is at. Um, Puerto Rico will be like a little base for us to, a little not base, but it's going to be like a sub base for us in the company of heaven and all the things that we're doing. And because of the weather down there, when it starts to get colder here, we'll be going to Puerto Rico because we have to have a different location to work out of that's not so cold, if you would. And we do have a lot of different programs over there that some people are alluding to, and one of them is the avatar system, the avatar type thing. Think about it. If I'm telling you that I'm Sananda Galactic and this body is temporary and my body is elsewhere, or it's literally here and I just have to transform, or my consciousness is somewhere else and this and that and blah, all the crazy stuff that I'm telling you, um, why wouldn't it be real? Why wouldn't we have bases all around the world that even the advanced groups like the Mossad and the CIA don't even know of, including the reptilians. Actually, they do know of some of our bases, but they also know that they are impenetrable because of their energy. That's why they do these little scavenger hunts and look for all these ancient technologies and ancient things and can't fucking go, excuse me, and can't go past the certain barriers. That's why
Yeah.
that's why That's why they don't have no choice but to do what we say and what Daddy says because we're the only ones that can access these things. And they're also attempting to create booby traps after we do go into some of these things and all of these different things that Dad's already told us about, and that won't happen because he's already covered it. So
Yeah. So most people don't know that even before the time of Hitler, they were collecting these artifacts, right? And they traveled the world to collect these artifacts because they wanted the power, the supernatural abilities, the whatever they had. And they've been like so Indiana Jones, right, is a good example. They were out digging that stuff up, trying, hoarding it away from the people so they could use the energy or the power, right? The bad guys, if you will, right? One other
right,
thing
that's right.
yeah, one other thing I was thinking about, we were talking about the animals and the telepathic communication. That movie Avatar where they take their braid and they stick their braid thingy into the animal's little connector port, and that's how they connect with the animal. It's kind of like that, but it's going to be a lot easier to do it through telepathy, right? So,
Yeah, and the cool part about what you just said is some of the spacecrafts and some of the things that we have are actually that way as well.
right,
Um,
right.
think about what David Adair said when he went into the Pithalum um, device and he
Yep,
sat in the chair. He put his hands and it formed up on him.
yep,
Same thing from the Avatar movie that you just said.
yep.
So with all that being said, like I keep telling y'all, my mom was getting ready to get baptized in the beach at the beach in Puerto Rico, which is um, Guanica, which is right next to it's within Ponce in that area around the same area where the all the stuff is happening. And she said that right when the preacher, the priest or the pastor or whatever, put her in the water, something hit the water and the
Right.
water rippled and lit up all blue. And I've been seeing that for years because, Dad's been showing me things and I wasn't really understanding on who I was, but I also had these abilities to see things coming. That's how I stayed out of trouble and blah, 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 blah. And I've always seen that happening, that same thing happening where mom goes in the water outside of the body, mom goes in the water and boom. And now looking at it from a different angle, it was a cube, the golden cube, and just like poof, hits
Yep.
the belly, boom, and then my consciousness, and I'm there, stuck in the fucking belly. Excuse my French.
But yeah, so Puerto Rico is really a strategically important place. And that's partially why I think the US is colonized. It was colonized before, but like when D and I did some videos on Puerto Rico. So I had to do a lot of research and I was shocked. They're supposedly US citizens, but look at how they've got a different life than we do here, and their expenses are substantially higher. They don't have a stable electric. They have to buy their own food back from the US, and just horrible, like the rules and the laws and things that we've imposed on them, you know, on
Well,
purpose.
moving forward from all that stuff, you can see why. And I think it's because they knew where I was coming from. They knew
Yeah,
where I was born at. They wanted to, hurt the people there. And a lot of us came from different places like Palestine, etc. The bloodline, the Tainos, the Moors. We all came to Richport, and there's so much wealth on that little island. And a lot of the different pirates back in the day did in fact, including Vikings, did in fact hoard and stash treasures throughout the island.
right.
Um, and the cool part about all that stuff is that, again, it doesn't matter how long things have been happening. Dad allowed all these different things to happen. And when it was time, we did go in and retrieve a lot of these things and put them into our own bases, our own caves, our own stash locations, which is what I'm getting ready to open up and give to the world. Um, you have to understand this part is that we've been on this planet for thousands of years in peace, whether it was, you know, um, uh, Atlantis and Lemuria, and even before that. And a group of malevolent, dark ETs, entities, beings came down and um, pretty much invaded the people and took over in their natural form, which was the reptilian type of being, and did so in the open. And that's why you see different um, hieroglyphs of reptilian serpents and different types of beings over top of these peoples within the carvings. And you can see also that we all already had spacecrafts and spaceships and tanks and cars all up in the ancient drawings, and if you would. We just didn't need the things that we have now, which is like clothes and shorts with zippers, because we would just cover ourselves with whatever we had. And in other cases, we did have suits and stuff like that, but we didn't wear it all the time. Just like some people would prefer to stay in a robe all day, and some people would like to have a uniform, and some people would like to just wear shorts and be at the beach.
Yep.
All of these things already existed before they came here. Now, mind you, I've already told you, and including D, we were sitting with Dr. Michael Salas when we had that dinner that one time. And we told Dr. Salas that the ship that was in Antarctica was 200 plus billion years and it landed there by the Martians because of the war that they had. He looked at us like we done lost our fucking minds. But it don't matter because I'm saying that to say this. That was 2 billion years ago, man. Okay? That was 2 billion years ago. Even the story of my life is not 2,000 years ago. Okay? It's all BS. That was 19,000 years ago, and it wasn't the last time I was here. And the cool part is all of it's documented because we do document everything. You know how the military and the Mossad and all these different agencies and the TLF or TLC or whatever the fuck they call all of these different groups they monitor and they have all these different things and no matter what you say, text message is all documented. Where do you think they got that from? They got it from us. They got it from Daddy.
Yeah.
Right. So when I say things like we are from way over there on the side of the universe in the corner over there, living in peace and having crystalline structures and beautiful kids and children and everybody happy. And then we got to leave over there to come here thinking it's a piece of cake. And then we're stuck here with this BS.
We'd do it again, though. We
For
would do it
sure.
again.
Well, we
Yeah.
have been doing it again. That's
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
We have been doing it
Yeah,
over
I
and over and
know.
over and over. And that's why this is the last cycle. Thank, thank Daddy.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
Daddy.
Daddy. Thank you,
Thank you.
Daddy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it like that's why I say like I get it. The stuff that I say, the stuff that Daddy makes me say, sometimes it doesn't register with people right then and then.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like that can't be true. And then all of a sudden, boom, oh snap, it's true.
Yeah. We during that dinner, remember we had to really like subdue ourselves. Our group had to scale it way, way down because if we said anything, Dr. Sala was like, "Are you guys crazy?" Like he didn't get it. He did, yeah. And
Nah, it's okay. It's
yeah,
okay. I
he
mean,
was he's
Daddy
getting
still says what he says about. Yeah, it's okay because at the end of the day, even the stuff that Daddy told us about him will be revealed too.
right.
It don't matter. It don't matter to me. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, if Daddy says something is what it is, that's what it is. If you're put in place just to collect information from everybody, that's what it be. That's what will be discovered. That's what will be shown. Right. So it does not matter to me. I know what I know. I know what I know because of Daddy. You know, Daddy tells me and B everything. And Daddy tells B a lot more than he tells me. And the messed up part, he tells B not to tell me.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. Don't tell Smarty yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And then when I say something, he'll be like, Daddy told me. And I'm like,
That's funny. That is funny. Yeah.
so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. I used to play around and stuff when I was in the basement. And I used to say, I formed these resignation papers, these paperwork in my mind, resignation. And I'm like going like this, looking for Daddy. And every time I see him, I'd hand it to him, and he would move. I'm like, here, take my resignation papers.
I'm not touching that. Not touching that. That's funny. That's funny.
Oh man! And then I would like put on these boxing gloves and try to hit Daddy, and then all you see is his hand like this, and I'm like, oh man!
That's
But I learned
great.
my lesson. I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. Like like yesterday, the day before yesterday, and even yesterday up until I fell asleep. Oh, whoa,
Yeah.
that heat was so hot. Like, man, that heat was so hot that I was upset. I was like mad because I couldn't figure it out. I hit everything, everybody that I can think of, everybody that that comes across, everything that I had to do, and I know I still have a lot to do, but it was like, shit. I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm sorry. I don't know.
So you haven't figured it out yet.
Well, I haven't had the heat today, so
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
was I was asking him before I fell asleep, can I take care of this in my dream state or something? Because this ain't no joke. I was literally up to like 2 in the morning with the heat.
So that
You
was
know,
like two days because we were on the fruit and vegetable meeting and you came in the room and said, I've got heat on my ass. Uh, That's funny.
they're like put ice on it for what? The ice is going to melt.
Yeah. That's fun.
It's wild,
That's fun.
wild stuff.
So can we talk about the expo that keeps on growing?
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to get ready for the next one already.
Oh, well, okay. I'd love to have a day off, but okay. Um, so we have some really exciting speakers lined up. So we all know that JFK Jr. is coming, and I
Yep.
am really excited about that. We have Jerry Reed coming. So he's going to be talking about constitutional law, and he's going to be doing a panel with Leah and another person, Johnny. I have not met Johnny yet, but they're going to be doing a panel and answering questions. So that's really cool.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
very cool.
I
Yeah,
know. I know he does want to talk about his devices and other stuff
yeah,
too. So I'm looking forward to working with everybody, everything.
yeah,
I talked to Julian. I talked to Julian yesterday. He's excited about it all.
yeah, yeah.
He finally graduated. I mean, got his
License.
CDLs and stuff like that.
Yep.
Um, I did get a message to see if we have room for another speaker. John Charles, the
Yep.
teleportation guy,
Yep.
and my response was tell him to teleport his ass over here. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's going to be fun. No matter who
Yeah.
shows up, no matter what, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be amazing.
It's literally, we're coming together. Daddy wants us all to come together. Don't forget
Yeah.
about David Adair and the Pitulum. I mean, David was in Area 51. He worked on all this stuff even before JP. We got JP coming. Like,
Yeah.
this is like the dream team, if you would.
It totally is. Totally
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
It's and I know that a lot of them don't understand exactly my role in it all. They just know, some of the videos and the products and people saying good things about me and besides the cabal, right? But they'll see that my intentions are pure because I work for Daddy, and I've
Right.
some of the things that I've told to some of them have been validated. Some of the things that I told them haven't been validated yet. However, it doesn't mean it's not going to be, because that's how Daddy is. He wants me to look like a weirdo for a little bit.
Well, sometimes it's a test of faith that you got to say something really out of the box and you do it, right? So you do it, but you do it in a gentle way. You don't usually shove it down someone's throat. You just kind of throw it out there. And most of the time they listen.
Yeah,
They might not do it or believe it, but they listen, which is
yeah,
awesome. It's awesome. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's also how we know that certain people are told not to engage too much with me
Yeah.
because of whatever agenda that their people those people have. At the end of the day, Daddy's in full control of it, and I'm second in command from Daddy. And then we have B, who's second in command from me, who don't let me do certain things that I want to do. Actually, it ain't that he don't let me. It's just that he's the one that tells me, Daddy said no.
Yep, yep. It, it's free will, but he'll say, Daddy said no, or Daddy said this. And I'm like, dang it. You know,
Yeah.
it's good. It's good.
We all learn to go with what Daddy says because it works out.
Better.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, we're good. It looks like we've been here for 2 hours, huh? Just
Oh
about.
my God. Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was fabulous talking with you. And
You
thank you for
too.
all those that are watching and hopefully see you at the expo. Thank you again.
Yeah, those that we will see at the expo. See you guys there, and I'm looking forward to maybe a pina colada on the beach. So we'll see
Yes.
you guys later on.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, love
Bye-bye.
you guys.
Oops, I'm having a little trouble here. It will not let me log out. That's funny. Okay, let's see if I can do it this way. Press the button.